Hello. Hi. Good evening. Thank you for joining us within this webinar session today on the topic Securing Digital Government Services with eKYC. My name is 𝗂𝗲𝗃𝗲𝗃. I am from 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗲. I am from the Business Development Department within 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗲. And today I will be sharing with you more about this eKYC services for digital government entities. So just a bit of background on 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃. 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃 was formed back in 2011. We have been doing eKYC since 2017. We are part of a public listed company called Datasonic, which acquires 51% shares of our company. We have also formed an alliance with a company called 𝗳𝗲𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 in 2023, where we formed the largest identity assurance provider here within Malaysia. So today I will share with you more on digital government services using eKYC. Okay. So as a start, we would like to identify first what are the threats for ghost users. So what are ghost users? Ghost users are basically dormant accounts or accounts whereby it is being manipulated or used by a person who is using an identity which is not of theirs. Okay, so what ghost users onboarding or registration of ghost users will lead to are those which are related to the current issues such as in cybersecurity at this moment, including online scam, which has been prevalent up until today. Also within the government sectors which have experienced data breach, such as in 2022. Also, even within the institutions themselves, which apply fraudulent schemes or claims and disbursement of funds, creates an example of institutional fraud. Apart from that, we also have cross-border fraud used by criminal syndicates or organized networks. We also experience leakages within the government using or misplacing the use of funds or leakage through those who are basically using other people's identities. Apart from, of course, in the legal landscape, the issues related to identity theft or synthetic ID, whereby someone is basically creating an identity of their own. Apart from having regulatory guidelines through the BNM and Securities Commission, as well as also ghost users can also lead to those misinformation or disinformation which are currently happening today. So as you can see on the right, those cases which are using like in SKDS revealed 12,000 fraudulent vehicle registrations in 2023, siphoning out estimated 180 million annually through clone company credentials. Or even those who are combining legitimate or illegitimate information using real MyCard numbers, but with falsified income declarations to apply for government assistance. Also using stolen or purchased MyCard data to access government healthcare, which I believe is one of the most impactful cases today within the government healthcare sector. So how do we prevent this? What we can implement is what we call it electronic know your customer. So currently or traditionally, we have a traditional KYC or know your customer, where it requires customers to show up and basically provide documentations or prove themselves as who they say they are through giving their ID to the government staff or servant at the government or agencies offices, of course. Yeah, so what is electronic know your customer, eKYC? It's basically an automated version of that to verify a person's identity digitally, which aims to prevent the money laundering, terrorism financing, or other illegal activities. Okay, so contrary to traditional KYC, eKYC uses AI to automate the process of verification instead of having person-to-person verification. Okay, it also makes the process faster, more efficient, and remotely accessible by using biometrics, electronic document verification, and other digital methods. The differentiation between using eKYC and not using eKYC are exemplary in the slides available here. So when you onboard or when somebody tries to register, the experience of registering with eKYC is half of that of those without eKYC itself. So what eKYC does is basically it cuts off half of the time for those persons trying to register or having to go to government offices to register their accounts and so on. And also it reduces the chances of fraudulent account openings as well as data breach costs assigned for opening these accounts. Okay. For innovative, we have our own eKYC solution where we call it 𝗂𝗏𝗄. So 𝗂𝗏𝗄 stands for Enterprise Mobility Application Server. 𝗂𝗏𝗄 eKYC is a digital identity verification technology that supports eKYC process and identity fraud management using AI tools to prevent fraud and as well as detect fraud cases happening. So a brief overview of what 𝗂𝗏𝗄 eKYC requires. We have OKID, 𝗂𝗀𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, 𝗂𝗏𝗃 here, which are our four main components. So our four main components, the first component is basically to take a picture of your ID card or passport and how we extract the information from that identity card through OCR and NFC. So OCR is basically optical character recognition, whereby we extract the data on your identity card, such as your name, your date of birth, your address, and all other details within the identity card. The 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, the second component, is the liveness detection component, where we ask users to take a selfie to verify whether they are a live person or not a live person. So we want to differentiate between those persons who are taking a live photo or those persons who are using maybe deepfake or using a screen on a laptop or photo presented when they take the live photo itself. So this liveness detection will allow the differentiation between live person and not a live person. The OK face, which is the third component, is the one-to-one verification of the live photo taken of the person with the photo of the ID. This is to verify whether these are actually the same person or not the same person. 𝗂𝘀𝗲𝗃 here is the document verification where we have multiple checks using AI to detect whether this document is legitimate or not legitimate. Of course, after completing all these four processes, then you can produce the scorecard, whereby this scorecard is initiated or sent to the customer onboarding channels, whether it will be your mobile application or maybe your government websites and so on. So the additional features and functionalities of the 𝗂𝗵�cie eKYC, apart from the OCR, facial recognition, liveness check, it also prevents deepfake. We also have a module where we prevent injection attacks, which are the new and common attacks that are currently happening. Also, we provide deduplication, where we prevent those people who are trying to register with the same facial features, but with different identity or different information. So deduplication will help to verify and basically filter those who are trying to duplicate their registration. Facial blacklisting, however, is more on having a database of blacklisted faces, where we will automatically reject those who have registering with the facial which are blacklisted. We also have features such as security feature authentication, where we provide checking for your identity card through microprint and hologram checkings. We also detect on your identity card any content tampering, apart from screen detections, whether this identity card was displayed from a screen or this live photo was displayed from a screen. We try to differentiate that because we want to ensure that the person who is onboarding is actually a live person and carrying an actual ID with them. The landmark check and quality check is for the identity card as well. Apart from that, we have audit functionalities whereby users can trace the onboarding journeys of each of their people who try to onboard within their site, and also do the FAR and FRR calculations or assessment on that end, false acceptance rate and false rejection rate, which thereby basically provides the assessment of the technology's functionalities. Apart from that, we also provide manual verification for those who want to basically approve or reject manually. And we also provide ID blacklisting, whereby we input the ID number of those blacklisted IDs and basically automatically rejecting those who try to onboard with those ID numbers. So within Malaysia, we support documents such as the new My Card, Old My Card, driving license, My Police, My Tentera, My CAS, My PR, My Kid, and more recently, the My OKU. Okay, so what are the benefits of eKYC? As you can see, for government-wise, of course, it helps to ensure faster processing. It streamlines the verification process, allowing government agencies to process applications and issue documents more quickly. It reduces the manual effort, of course, and providing 24/7 availability. Okay. Apart from that, it also improves security and fraud prevention by providing accurate identity verification through biometrics and document verification. It protects against identity theft. It reduces fraudulent applications as well. Apart from that, it offers cost savings. Why? Because it allows efficient resource allocation and free up the resources to be allocated to government initiatives, such as basically reducing the amount of staff who is basically handling the documentation processes. Okay. Also, it enhances the customer experience themselves through improved accessibility, such as 24/7 access. Apart from having compliance with regulatory adherence, such as the BNM, as well as Securities Commission. Okay. Now, what about for the public? The public, of course, will experience more convenience in the speed of the processing. So, apart from them having to go to the government offices, to go through traffic jams, to submit applications, documentations, and so on, and waiting for those results, the processing is much faster, of course, and more convenient. It's also more simple when you submit it online as well as having faster service access as well as privacy. Now, when you submit documentations to the government agencies, a lot of these documentations can be passed on from one party to another and can be misused as well along the way. So this will basically limit that the chances of it having to be misused. Okay. Apart from having other benefits through like global reach or fewer human errors implicated through the documentation process, as well as providing more access to government services directly to the users themselves with reduced workloads and providing risk assessment as well. Why do people choose innovative? So innovative provides a flexibility in terms of a quiet solution. Our solutions are components and API based, which means here to say that we give customers the flexibility in terms of choosing what solutions they require. As per mentioned previously, we have our 𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗃 ID, 𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃 face, 𝗂𝗀𝗃_doc. So these are individual components. These individual components can be chosen by the clients themselves on which components that they require for their development of their eKYC. Okay. Apart from that, we also offer flexibility in terms of the scorecard implementation. Of course, we provide a standard scorecard for all customers in order to prevent fraud from happening the most. Okay, we also have patented innovations. Patented innovations whereby on our security feature authentications, we offer hologram and microprint checking. Apart from we having the compliance to standard regulatory guidelines to BNM and Securities Commission. That is why we support those clients who are basically catering to these specific guidelines and regulatory requirements. That is why basically they choose us as a provider. Apart from that, we also have ISO for our solutions, ISO certified, and we are as well as ISMS certified for our company here in Malaysia. We offer our clients local in-house support teams within Malaysia with representation throughout Southeast Asia. And we are constantly improving our AI and fraud detection solutions through constant feedback loop with our implementers or our customers together. So what we do is basically we gather the information or the fraud cases, fraud detections that are happening with our customers, and we constantly improve our AI solutions through that as well. What are our successful use cases in government? So, as per the government initiatives recently, there are a lot of implementation of super apps as well as e-wallets to allocate or disburse to the public or to the people who are born within a certain state, such as grants, such as social assistance programs, or even loan and credits. Okay, so what eKYC contributes is basically we provide the information we filter the information to the eKYC process, such as a person's age or a person's place of birth can be used when you take a photo of the ID and we extract the information through the OCR. What we can get is the age as well as the place of birth of those people. So what it does is basically it qualifies individuals to a certain, let's say, grants, or let's say assistance programs, or even loan or credit, and so on. Okay, so this is how the government uses eKYC to qualify individuals or to disburse of funds altogether. Apart from having enhanced automation and efficiency throughout implementation of this super app or e-wallet. Yeah. Okay. So what are our compliance to BNM's in enhanced vigilance in eKYC implementation? We can go through one by one. First, we have detecting ID tampering, which we cover within our 𝗴𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗑𝗿, which is capable of detecting content tampering within the documents. Apart from that, what about deduplication? We also have an additional component, we call it 𝗴𝗵𝒂𝗃𝗃𝗿, which enables implementers to identify duplication of identities. Therefore, basically, we're filtering out those people who try to onboard maybe twice with the same facial features but different identities or different information. Okay. Second, what are the previous the FIs shall demonstrate that previous false positive cases detected now be rejected by the enhanced eKYC solution. So what we do for this requirement is we allow our clients to perform back testing on a test data set, comparing ID verification result between our current model version with the previous preceding model versions. Okay. Third, what are the certifications involved for our 𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 eKYC? So we cater to this by having our 𝗴𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 Live, which is the module for the liveness test. It is basically ISO certified, ISO 301-073 level 2. Okay, for presentation attack detection standards. Apart from that, number 4, the requirement for facial recognition, liveness detection, and identity document verification are all covered within the 3 components that we have for our 𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 eKYC, including 𝗂𝗃_Live for liveness test, 𝗂𝗃_Face for face verification, 𝗂𝗃_Doc for identity document verification. And for the 5th is assessment on the capability of the eKYC solution. We've covered that for our 𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, which is the one-to-one verification of the live photo and the photo from the ID. It is basically tested against NISC FRT one-to-one dataset, apart from the 𝗂𝗃_Live that we mentioned just now, which is ISO certified. And 6 is passports that are compliant with International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO standards. Okay, so 𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 eKYC licensees can subscribe to the ID verification, the eKYC capability which supports the ICAO 9303 compliant travel documents. What we do is we validate the check digits on machine readable zone, as well as we do content consistency validation between MRZ and VIZ on the biodata page. So that is all for our sharing today. We hope that you have enjoyed the slides that we shared just now. If anything or you require any confirmation or you have any questions to ask, please feel free to contact us within the contact information provided on the last slides. Thank you. you.